Welcome back, guys, to what will most definitely be the final episode of our Manchester United rebuild. I thought it might have took a few more seasons, maybe 5 seasons, as a lot of rebuilds are. But when we find ourselves looking at a potential treble at the end of the 3 seasons, I think it's safe to say, I think if this team's rebuilt very much so. We have in fact won the league 3 seasons in a row. Again, this is the first season where we didn't come from behind to win it, so we didn't struggle. We didn't nick at the end. I think we very much won it quite clearly in the end, and have obviously been the best team. The last 2 seasons were very much a shock, as I didn't expect us to win it, but this season very much cements that. We then went and got Arsenal. We beat Arsenal in the FA Cup semi-final quite comfortably. We then went and had Bournemouth in the FA Cup final. And as you guys can probably guess, that went as expected. Kanata getting 2 goals and Diaz getting 2 goals. It was a slightly rotated team as well, because I felt comfortable winning it. But we have gone and won the FA Cup for the second time in 3 seasons as well. But the last couple of seasons, we've struggled in Europe, and I said there was one last hurdle, and I said the focus very much of this season would be to get us back in the European mix and potentially among the trophies. The start aim this season was just to see us win a couple of knockout games, and we failed to do so. But turns out, and this is very much why this is probably going to be the last, it will be the last episode of the Manchester United rebuild, is not only have we won a couple of games, we do find ourselves in the final of the Champions League. You guys saw, we did go and beat Tottenham over those 2 legs. We then went and played Barcelona, who in the group stages we in fact drew with. In the first game, we drew with. In the replay, we drew with. Absolutely nothing could separate us over those 2 legs. In fact, over 3 games. The only thing that separated us is when we got to the penalty shootout. Barcelona absolutely imploded, and I think it was like 4-1. We won in the end. We didn't even have to take our final penalty. They absolutely imploded, which then set us on our way to a Champions League final against Real Madrid. Well, it was either Real Madrid or Liverpool. And obviously, I'd rather it been Liverpool, based on the fact is recently we've just beat them 4-0 as well. Rather comfortably in the league. But the league campaign, other than the little slip up against Norwich, I mean, let's be honest, this final run in here pretty much cemented the success. And if you look early on as well, not many, just looking down, there's not a lot of red circles, not a lot of losses. Rather consistent, beating big teams as well. Not winning it all. We didn't win the league by a mile, but, winning consistently. And in Europe, taking out Tottenham, Juventus, Barcelona. And we are going for the final hurdle. Regardless of the outcome of today's Champions League final, this will be the final episode. There really is not much point to continue a rebuild when you've won 3 Premier League titles and 2 FA Cups in 3 seasons. I think it very much the Man United way of consistently winning titles, consistent fighting for titles, which was the aim for this season, is very much back in place. And this squad is more than capable of continuing this without me in charge. When you look at the age and potential of this team, going down from 18, 21, 22, 23, and you look at their ability and potential, a lot of players, Kanata up there, obviously a Diamani. Even if you go down to, you're looking at the oldest players, 31, 28, 26, there's only, maybe them you consider old. It's not working, but these last 4 you considered old if you wanted to. Calvert-Lewin even as a backup striker. Onana obviously is a number 1. He can go for a while. So I think they may be looking to change these. But realistically, looking at likes of Tomori, Wan-Bissaka, Rashford, Milenkovic, Diaz, Mount, Tchouaméni, Sancho, who I've got playing well, Vanderson, Udogie, ready to take over Shaw, Diamande, Garnacho, Karabek. It's just filled with absolute talent who, realistically, when you look at it, have the ability to go on and be absolutely fantastic. And then when you look at this team, a lot of them, 22, 26, there's a lot of players here that are at the top end of the spectrum and not even considered old and have got many years left in them. So all those old players that were sticking around, your Varans, your Casemiros, the ones that weren't good enough, players like McTominay and stuff like that, I'd like to think I've kept it relatively with a bit of youth in there, which I wanted to. Obviously, if you look at the team that we did start, obviously when you look at the team that we did start with, Shaw's still here, Wan-Bissaka's still here, Højlund obviously turned into a star, Sancho, Fernandez, Hannibal is kicking around in here somewhere. I don't know where he's gone. There he is. We've got Rashford, Onana still in goal, Martinez, Garnacho. Obviously, I tried with Palestri, but he just wasn't good enough. But there's still quite a few on Mount, sorry. There's still quite a few players from the first season that are, in fact, an integral part. Højlund, Sancho, Mount, Garnacho. Garnacho's just gone and developed into an absolute star. By the time to show you that, all the stats are going down. I don't know why, but he's only 21-year-old. He's still got time to develop, and he's obviously already going to be a star for ourselves. Then when you look at the players we, in fact, brought in, not a lot were really old. I mean, he's been here a couple of seasons, and he's now just getting on the old side. Chouameni, still only 26. Karabek's coming in. We've got Diaz, who's not that old. Kanate, who's very much in pole position over Højlund at the moment. Vanderson, 24-year-old. You've got Barco coming in, just going onto the bench as well. You've got Udogie we brought in, Young, Laran. And there's a couple out on loan. Mino still to come back. Obviously, he was already here. Naipan as well, 19-year-old, looking like he could be a future star. Majority of our signings, other than maybe one or two to bring that experience, like a backup striker, have all been young, like wonder kids or stars that have developed or are going to develop further. So I think I've done this rebuild proud. I think I've set this club up rather well to succeed going forward and in the future. I am going to do a 5 years in the future, maybe as my next episode, why I do think of what to do for the next series. But before we get into the final game of this series, which is in fact a Champions League final against Real Madrid, what could possibly go wrong there? I just want to say thank you for all the support. This, I am fairly new to the YouTube, and especially Football Manager, recording and making videos, so I'd like to say I'm still a bit fresh with it all. But the support on this series, the views, stuff like that, it's by far outweighed everything I've done previously, and I can only obviously thank everybody who's watched my videos for that. Obviously, guys, if you do want to see what is going to come next, if you do want to see the 5 years in the future, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the episode, and obviously, as always, comment down below. But let's not wait any longer. Let's get to the final game of the series, and let's go and hopefully get ourselves another Champions League to go with the many Premier League titles we've won recently. And this is the final starting 11 of our rebuild. We have, obviously, Onana in goal, Shaw, Martinez, Diamande, and Vanderson on the right. We've got Zamba and Quisa in the defensive ball-winning midfielder role because Chouameni is not up to full fitness. He is going to be a massive loss. Then they've got Mount in the middle, Fernandez, Sancho on the right, Garnacho on the left, and obviously Kanate up front there. Scratch that. We have Rashford up front, Rashford on the left, Garnacho on the right. And I thought that was a bit strange. They think we should rest him. But it's the final game of the season. There's nothing wrong with his sharpness, nothing wrong with his fitness. So that guy, and he's got 30 goals this season. I mean, look at that front three. 29 goals, 30 goals, 25. Højlund's got 24 goals. Plenty of goals in this team. It would be silly not to start him. But let's not wait any longer. Let's go and get into it. Let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into the game. I know last time when we played Real Madrid, Berman caused us a nightmare to start with. We gave him too much space in behind, and he took advantage of that very, very much. So I am gambling a little bit here today by sort of doing that high press as well. I have took us off being disciplined. I think we're a better team than we were then, so I think, we want to be using our attacking ability, not just try to stifle theirs. The first highlight, just like it's going to go to them as well. I'm not too sure where Anguissa is kicking that, but, hopefully there's a plan there. Kanate nicks the ball. Kanate's got the pace. I mean, is it it's not a red card, surely. It wasn't even a yellow card, and the free kick was, well, it was a yellow card. And the free kick clearly came to absolutely nothing there. Relatively quiet first half. Obviously, the first corner goes to ourselves. We haven't been great at set pieces. Maybe that's something I've neglected a little bit on this save. Hopefully they counter-attack. But Anguissa manages to put a stop to that. Gives us a chance to get back. It's been a positive start. Nothing too much to shout home about. Nothing too exciting, shall we say. 20 minutes in, no goals, barely any shots. But, you know, plenty of time. Can Canate, can Rashford do something? Why does he... I mean, there was absolutely no need. Well, there's absolutely no need for him to slash at that. What I am going to do is... I'm going to encourage Garnacho to run more and get further forward more. Because Mendy's on a yellow card on that left-back position, and he looks a bit snappy today. So, I mean, it would be daft not to see if we can get him... get that advantage there. But I wish there was more to shout home about, if I'm honest, guys. We're nearly at half-time already. There's been barely no highlights. It's going back to some of the old videos where I spend more time talking like this because no highlights ever came in. It looks like it's going to be the case in the Champions League final. What a fantastic start. I've encouraged the lads. The lads kind of look happy. Not really. We've managed to... I say nullify them, but they've managed to nullify us as well. So we've got the best part of, 90 goals nearly between three players, Rashford, Canate and Fernandes. And we're in the Champions League final, and we've just had our first shot on target. Oh, thank God Onana take that. We could do a counter-attack in here. Don't be silly with the... I mean, our way, guys. Come on, guys. Use your brain. Oh, that's some sloppy football. We're up for the fight. We're not just giving it away, but we are giving it away a bit easy, but we're not just letting them have it. We're snapping it back, but we need to do more than that. And Greece has managed to find a bit of space. Can Fernandes through to Rashford? Can Rashford... Oh, come on. You've scored 30 goals this season, Rashford. Don't choose today to not do it. I mean, that's just sloppy. Pass. I mean, all the space in the world to put a cross in, and we pass it to a guy's back on. That's offside from a corner. Alaba with a cross there. I'm hoping we can counter-attack. I mean, Canate should be a little bit further forward. Can he put it in for Rashford? Why does he keep slashing at these chances? If he just ran into the box, he'd have had half a goal to himself, but he just panics as soon as he gets the ball. He's not having a best moment today, Rashford. We aren't testing Mendy's resolve enough, I don't think, on this left-hand side. We're very much in control of the game, it feels. I think we've very much been the better team, but with no goals, it means absolutely nothing. Diamande into Vanderson. Can we sort of, they're like squeezing us. There's a gap there somewhere. We just need to find it, which will open the game up. He's done a run. Can Rashford do so? See what happens. See what happens when you don't hit it the first time. As soon as the ball touches your foot, see what happens if you don't just hit it. And Guisa finds that space we were looking for. Straight into Rashford. Uses his pace well. Gets inside the box. And just slides it. Side foot, bottom corner. Puts us in at the lead and puts us in charge of the Champions League final. Surely, maybe, can we have ourselves a dream ending? To be honest, after 3 seasons, my aim was to win a Premier League after 3 seasons, or maybe 2 seasons, not to have won 3. I'll be honest, guys. Maybe the save my expectation for the save is by far outweighed quicker than what I was expecting to achieve in the first 3 seasons. So there is really no point taking it beyond the 3 seasons. I think the rebuild is very much there, and we'll see what happens in the 5 years in future. Well, I guess that'll tell you, won't it, 5 years in the future, whether I've managed to have a team to sustain success, or whether we just got lucky because I was here. Well, we have freshened up the attack, bringing on Højlund, Sancho, and Diaz as well. Players were just getting tired, and Tchouaméni as well. I know he wasn't fully fit, but for the last 10 minutes, scratch that. I was bringing them on for the last 10 minutes, but yeah, they just go and smash a goal in from outside the box. I mean, Onana has to do better with these chances. Still all to play for. We had 8 minutes to go before we were to win, and we've struggled, and we've now probably got our best chance of scoring off the pitch now. They're very much up for this now. So I've played all my hands. 8 shots, 4 on target, only 1 goal. And because we couldn't put more than 1 away, it has looked like it potentially has come back to bite us at the end there, because this game is most definitely going into extra time. I've tried to encourage everybody. We've hopefully everyone's a bit happy and we can go get ourselves and take back control of this game. It's a shame it has to go to extra time, potentially penalties, which I'm not too keen on, considering very much a lot of our main players are now off the pitch. We're bringing in players like Karabek as well, Diaz. Obviously, Diaz is a good player, but it's not Sancho or Garnacho or Rashford. I'm very much keen to counter-attack. And it's now starting to show. We have to find ourselves... Well, I was going to say we do find ourselves 2-1 down, but it appears that we might be all right there. I am going to bring on Milenkovic, just in case we get any set pieces. He's the guy to do that for us with set pieces, although we haven't really had any corners. Although, as I'm saying that, Real Madrid have in fact got themselves a corner here. Can we clear the ball, or is it just a case of... Onana makes me nervous. He really makes me nervous. Every single time someone gets a clear shot, he makes me nervous. You wouldn't think he was part of the best defence this season. And Greece are there. Diamani. We've very much slowed down here, haven't we? Everyone's looking tired. No one seems to want to go forward. You could call it patient football. I mean, I'd say you could call it patient football, but then you could also call it sloppy football. Can we... Oh, have they just made a mistake? Have they just made a mistake in the Champions League final? They're trying to keep the ball too much at the back, and a nice sloppy pass has let Højlund in to nick a potential winning goal. Not the most glamorous way to win a Champions League, potentially, but you've got to take it. You've got to take everything you can at this point. Let's just slow things down a bit. We haven't got much energy. I mean, only because they've made a mistake at the back, that doesn't mean we then copy them and make a mistake at the back. You guys have got to be kidding me. You guys have got to be kidding me. What is going on? What is going on with this team? Defensively, they're just a nightmare. Defensively, they're just... It was a simple situation and they've bottled it. I have braved it and put us on attacking. Hopefully we can nick another goal. But you can't be spoon-fed a situation like that and spoon-fed a goal like that and then respond by doing exactly the same. Oh, Nana, please learn to catch a ball. This is a lot to deal with in the last game. This is a lot to deal with. We need to get rid of that there. I was expecting that straight in the top corner there. Shaw in there. Can anyone take advantage of that? No. Højlund sort of needs to be in the box. I mean, we've done it again. Oh my God. This team needs to learn to pass a ball. Don't worry about that. Just get it at the other end of the pitch at this point. Diaz running into space. We had so much control in this game for the first 80 minutes. So much control. Can Karabakh do anything with it? Can anybody do anything with it? I think he scored 26 goals a season. Hoyland's turning up at the biggest moment. Right, 7 minutes. 7 minutes without a mistake. That's all I ask, is 7 minutes without a mistake. Be more disciplined. Calm your asses down. 7 minutes. Don't pass them the ball inside your own box in 7 minutes. We have got a minute to go. We've given the ball in our own box. Thank God for that. Thank God Herrera didn't put that in there. Come on, just waste time. Just waste your time. Pass it to him. Hoof it up. Pass it to him. Everybody running up. Have we done it? It's the full-time whistle. My God, we don't like making things easy for ourselves. But this pretty much just epitomises the rebuild that we had planned here. I said we needed to be back among the trophies. I said we needed to be the old Man United of old, fighting for European and domestic trophies, 3 Premier Leagues, 2 FA Cups, and a Champions League later. Very much a surprising Champions League, I'll be honest. We went from doing nothing in Europe to everything. This seems like the perfect way to sign off on this particular rebuild. Winning the Champions League is very much a completion of a Manchester United rebuild. It's what they're supposed to do. It's what they're supposed to fight for. It's the size of the club. And I'd like to think I've done them. I've done the Manchester United proud and give them a team capable of fighting in these situations. Defensively, there's still a lot of questions. I'm not too sure how long Onana would last if I'd stayed. But bringing in likes of Rasmus Højlund, obviously, who was here, and seeing him do this in the biggest moments, bringing the youngsters on and still stepping up and still winning the game. It shows obviously we've got good squad depth there. Apparently we've won a quadruple. We count the Champions League as a quadruple. If you want to. I'm not too sure I would. But either way, we've done the treble as well, just to sign off a perfect Manchester United comeback. Obviously, Manchester City did it in real life, and I respond by doing it with Manchester United in a simulated game. But it all counts. It all still counts. Financially as well, the transfer budget was rubbish. So, because the debt's not great no matter what I did, it's kind of the same as where it was. This team just seems to hemorrhage money left, right, and centre. And just to add to the sweetness of cementing ourselves as the best team in Manchester once again, this seems like a perfectly good highlight. Simeone sacked by Manchester City. Manchester City finishing 5th. Liverpool finishing 4th. We're the champions of Europe. We're the champions of the Premier League. We're treble winners. I mean, this is why this is very much the end of this rebuild, because there's not much else. There's nothing else to achieve. We've made our point. We've won it all. Quite surprisingly, Mount has been named the Champions League Player of the Season. That does surprise me. I guess with those stats, I can see why. A couple of players in the team of the season from there doesn't surprise me. Midfield 3. Van der Sar at right back, which is a surprise because, again, he only came in January there. But, guys, there really is nothing else to go over at this point. Obviously, we have completed it. There's no more games. There's no more schedule. We're all done for the season. And we're all done for this rebuild. I will do, and I'll probably be in the next episode of 5 years in the future, I will do that just to see how this team moves forward without me, and just to see how successful they are, if they've been successful over the past 5 years. That'll be exciting for all of us, and a bit of pressure on me to see whether I manage to deliver the long-term success I said I would set this team up to do. But guys, if you've got any ideas for what kind of rebuild you'd like to see, or even what kind of videos you would like to see from me going forward, comment down below. Don't forget to follow me over on Twitter as well. The link is down below in the description. Over there, I keep updates and, just have chats and stuff like that about football and stuff, about anything really. and ideas that I maybe want to float along. I do need to set up a Discord, but I haven't got there yet. But don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well on here. It helps you out massively. Like the episode, comment down below. And guys, I think it's safe to say, treble winners, Champions League winners, treble Premier League winners. Safe to say, Manchester United is in fact back, and we are the best. Best in England, best in Europe, just the best everywhere. But thank you for coming out and all the support on this series, guys. And I'll see you guys probably in the next rebuild. Thank you, guys.